Hey guys, welcome back. Today's video is a tutorial on this purpley spring makeup look. Everything that I used in this video you can pick up at the drugstore, and half the products are go-tos, favorites, things like that, and then the other half are products that I've never even tried before. So you're getting a mixture of my drugstore favorites and testing new makeup from the drugstore. So I hope you guys like this video. Make sure you're subscribed, and also make sure that your notification bell is hit right next to the subscribe button. That way you are notified every single time I upload a video, because sometimes it doesn't get sent to your subscription boxes. So yeah, let's just go ahead and jump right in. So I went blonder. Finally, I'm so excited with this color. I do have in hella hair extensions today, but I cut them so that they could blend. So I'm gonna start with my eyebrows. I have 3 brow pencils here. I think I wanna try one of these new CoverGirl brow pencils. They look like this. I have the color Honey Brown. I like that this has a spoolie here and not like a comb. So I'm going to fill in my brows with this. I have a ton of products here that are my holy grail products that I love that you can find at the drugstore. But I'm also gonna be trying out some new things today, like this ultra fine brow pencil. Okay, it's a little darker, but it could be because I just went lighter with my hair that maybe my brow is looking darker. I don't know. So I'm gonna try a new eye primer today. I usually just stick with my MAC Painterly Paint Pot even when I'm doing drugstore videos, just because I stick with what I love for certain products, but I wanna try this one today. I almost dropped it. This is the CoverGirl Lid Lockup. This is a lot different than the product that I normally use. What I use normally is like a paste that covers up everything. If I need that, I can always go in with my concealer, but I thought I'd try this because I don't have a primer from the drugstore that I've ended up loving, so I really want to give this a go today. It looks like it's got a little bit of color in it. The texture of this reminds me a lot of the Urban Decay primers, the primer potions. I'm usually not a fan of these kinds of primers just because when I'm doing a crazy colorful look, I like it to be like blanked out. So I think I'm gonna go in with a little bit of concealer. This is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind, and I don't remember what color I'm in. I'm in the color Light in this concealer. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of this on and blend it in with my finger. There we go. Now I've got some more opaqueness going on. Okay, I need to set this with a powder before it creases on me. I always run my powder through my brows just to make it look a little bit more natural. See that? It made it a little bit more sparsy up in there. Okay, so now we can get into the eye look. I have a couple palettes here and I'm wanting to do something pretty colorful. The brushes that I'm using are not from the drugstore, but I'm still going to tell you what they are because I know I'll get some questions, and everything will be linked down below in case you're curious. I personally just don't have a lot of brushes from the drugstore, especially for the eyes, so I'm still gonna use the tools that I have here that I would normally use with any eye look. So I'm gonna go into the NYX Ultimate Eyeshadow Palette in Brights. It's got all of these super bright neon shades in here. And I think I'm first gonna go into this light purple shade. The brush that I'm using is the Smith 232. And I'm going to bring this, whoa, pigmented. Bring this here in the crease, keeping the majority of the pigment right on the crease, and then once the majority of the color leaves my brush, I'll start to like blend it out a little bit more. You don't want to do that right away because then you're going to bring too much color too far out and away from the crease, and that's not where you want it to be. They look like they just kind of like fade out into the brow bone color. That's because they work with this color first and it peeks out behind the rest of them and helps it look more blended, and it'll help you blend too. I have a video that I posted almost a year ago now on how to apply eyeshadow. I go over so many different tips and tricks on how to hold your brush, how to position your head, how much product to use, all that kind of stuff. I'll link it up here in case you're curious. I'm gonna grab this like neon coral shade that's up here on the top, just a little bit of it, and it will warm up this eye look so it's not very cool toned, and it makes it pop a little bit more. It almost makes it look like a hot pink or like a hot lavender. What? See that? I just feel like it just brightens it up a little bit more. All right, I am switching to a more precise brush. This is the Smith 247, and I'm gonna go into the brighter purple shade here. That one. I'm gonna pop this color right here in the outer corner. Whoa, this goes on a little bit more pink. That's okay. Pushing it in here on the outer lid. Bringing this up here into the crease. And I'm taking that lighter lavender shade on the flat part of the brush and push it here on the middle of the lid. So this kind of fades from that hotter pink shade to the lighter lavender shade. So now I'm switching to a pencil brush. This is the A14 brush from Anastasia. And I'm gonna grab the deepest purple shade here in the palette, and I'm gonna put this in the outer corner. I'm just kind of bringing it here in that outer V area. And then I'm gonna use that hotter pink on that pencil brush to slightly help blend out the deepest purple shade. So I just decided I wanna do like a cut crease lid deal here in the front. So I'm actually gonna bring that deepest purple shade very precisely here through the crease right there, so that when I cut that inner part there, it will be more precise and more like, you know? I'm gonna go into my concealer, and I'm using a MAC 242 brush, and I'm gonna cut out the lid area with this. And now with my finger, I'm gonna try to fade it here into the outer part. This is the NYX Highlight and Contour Kit. I'm gonna take the second lightest shade in the palette, this one here. I'm gonna set this in place. So I wanna emphasize this even more. It looks a little crooked and a little weird. So I'm gonna go into the, what is this, Warm Neutrals palette from NYX. And I'm gonna take the deepest shade here, this one, which, well, I guess that could be the deepest shade, but I'm gonna use this one because it has that purpley undertone. And I'm bringing this right here to emphasize how like dark the crease is. Okay, and now in between the light matte shade and then the deeper purples, I'm gonna go into that lightest purple again, just on my fluffy brush. I'm not even gonna blend, I'm just gonna push it right in between. Okay, so I believe that the eyeshadow is done and where I want it on the top part of it. And now it's time for eyeliner. So, you guys know I love my Inglot gel liner. This is my favorite eyeliner ever. And it's a gel liner. It's $12, I think, and the Maybelline gel liner is $8, and this one's 10 times better. But I want to try this one out. It's the CoverGirl liquid liner in 320. I'm just terrified of liquid liner. I'm not the best liquid liner girl. Gel liners are more of a thicker consistency, a little bit more of like a moussey, you know, it's gel. But to me, this is way easier. I know to some people this is way easier, so I'm going to try it. They had another color that looked black, but it dried with more of a shiny finish, where this dries completely matte, which I prefer that finish. So keep that in mind when you're picking out liquid liner. So now I'm gonna go into my favorite mascara ever. This is the L'Oreal Lash Paradise mascara. I'm going to apply the mascara, and I'm also gonna try and get the tops of them because I used that like really light shade on my eyelid, and I know that it fell down on some of my lashes. All right, so for eyelashes, I'm gonna be using the Eyelure Definition number 126 lashes. These look beautiful. Okay, so moving on to the face, I am gonna be skipping face primer because all of my primers that are from the drugstore are very luminous or have like some sort of like sparkle radiance to them, and I don't want that look today. Plus, it is almost 5 o'clock on a Tuesday. I'm just gonna wipe this off in like a couple hours anyways, so I don't need a primer. But leave me your face primer recommendations down below from the drugstore for more of a matte skin, or I mean for more like oily skin, because I don't have one. So for foundation, I'm going in with one of my favorites. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless. I'm in the shade 112. So I'm gonna shake this up. I've been into that more natural look lately, so I'm gonna just do a little dot there, a little dot there, dot, 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 dot. I'm just gonna go in with my beauty blender, which I wet like forever ago, and it's basically dry now. So I'm actually gonna go in with a little bit more foundation. Okay, going more full coverage today, I guess. Oh, this is such a pretty foundation. It gives kind of like a semi-matte finish. It's not totally matte, kind of gives a little bit of a sheen, but not like sheeny sheen. Does that even make sense? It's just really nice nice, like a soft touch matte. And now I'm gonna use the same concealer that I used on my lids to help prime my eyes. This is again the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind concealer. I love this stuff. I think it is a dupe for the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. I love it. Now I do find that it is more sheer, so I go in with a little bit more than I normally would, or that you've seen me use lately, but it is, again, more sheer. This also gives more of that like dewy finish, so I don't really mix this with an eye cream. However, I could, because this is actually pretty full coverage. Interesting. I've been doing the Tarte Shape Tape mixed with a moisturizer just to kind of sheer it out a little bit. And to me, this used to be sheer, but now from what I'm used to, this isn't sheer. This is pretty darn full coverage. Isn't that weird how stuff like that can happen and change your view on things? Under my eyes, I'm gonna use the NYX Contour Kit and take that same soft light shade that we used on the eyes, and I'm gonna set the under eyes with this. And I'm using the Sigma F35 brush. I have two face powders here. My go-to and favorite powder from the drugstore is the Rimmel Stay Matte powder. I'm in the shade Buff Beige. I love this stuff. It keeps me really matte and gives a beautiful, nice, natural finish. But CoverGirl sent me this one and I really want to try it. It's the CoverGirl Vitalist Healthy Powder. This is in the shade 710 Classic Ivory. So I'm gonna try this today. We'll see how it goes. If I end up not liking it, then I can switch to my Rimmel because I know I love that one. Ooh, I like the packaging on this. I like that this is something that you can bring with you. Anything that has the sponge on the bottom. I wish that more high-end powders would do this sort of thing, because then you gotta bring a brush or something, and I'm probably not gonna do that. Set with this. I'm using the IT Cosmetics number 7 brush. I'll have to give you an update later on in time after using this a few times to see how I really like this powder, because even with one day, it's kind of hard to tell if the powder is really making a difference. After a few times of trying it, I'll have a better idea of if it really helps. But I can tell you right now, once I apply like my bronzer and contour powder and stuff, if it helps that glide on top nicely. But I can say that the finish is beautiful. I really, really like the finish of this. It reminds me a lot, I'm not even kidding, it reminds me a lot of that Charlotte Tilbury powder. So for bronzer today, I'm gonna be using the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. This is the regular color. They do have a light one, which is what I bought the first time I bought this, like, I don't know how long ago it was. It was a while ago. And I ended up not liking it because I felt like it didn't give me any color, but just be very careful that you are getting the correct shade for your complexion. So this is just the original, and whew, it smells like coconuts, which is good, but sometimes stuff can be like overpowering. I'm gonna be using the Real Techniques blush brush to bronze with. I haven't used this for bronzer in a long time, ever since I switched over to my Tom Ford brush, which is my holy grail and my favorite, but before that it was this guy, and I used this for years, and it's great. So I'm going to be bronzing with this today. I'm going to be trying to avoid my new little blonde hairs at the root. And then I'm going to go back into that NYX contour, that almost hit my face, NYX contour kit. And what do I want to mix? I always use this shade, but it might be a little bit too cool toned. I think I might mix it with that one, maybe a dash of that one, I don't know. So I like to do highlighter before I do my blush, just because I think it looks really nice and natural, kind of like peeking out from behind the blush. The one that I love is the Maybelline Master Chrome highlighter, and this one's in Molten Gold. I don't know if they came out with new ones yet, but I know they talked about possibly maybe having more, I don't know. But I also have the Wet n Wild Precious Petals Mega Glow highlighting powder. I haven't used this yet, and it seems like it would go really nicely with what I've got going on. So I think I'm gonna try this one. And I've got this other one here in case. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. It's very similar to that Master Chrome and to like Heat Wave from Estee Lauder, more of that like metallic beaming highlighter. I like this with this color combo too, because it has more of a peachy beige undertone rather than being too gold. And then for blush, I have two that I want to play with. This is my favorite from the drugstore. This I saw Kathleen Lights talk about a long time ago, and I fell in love. The formula of this is amazing, and I actually kind of forgot about this because I've been using some newer products or some Gold Chew products that just stay here on my counter, but This is amazing. The finish of this is just beautiful. The formula is very buttery. I love this. But kind of how we added a pop of orangey here in the crease, I want to add some orange here. This is the color Coraline from NYX. It looks like a corally, peachy orange blush. I think that will look nice. So I think I might actually mix these two together. Do a little bit of this one first. By the way, this was the Essence Satin Touch Blush in Satin Love. So I'm first gonna go into the Satin Love shade. Pretty. And now a little bit of the Coraline shade for that pop of orange. Finishing off the eyeballs, I'm gonna go straight back into the NYX Ultimate Brights palette, and I'm gonna grab that lavender shade and really halo it there under the eyes, bringing it right underneath. I'm really liking the way that the skin is looking. It's a little bit more full coverage than I've been doing lately, but it looks really seamless. I like that powder from CoverGirl that I tried. I like that a lot, especially paired with the foundation that I used. It's looking good, Louis. Then I'm gonna grab a more precise fluffy brush, if that makes sense. This is the 247 from Smith, and I'm gonna grab that hot pink shade there. Bring that just a little bit closer to the lash line, but still blended out and diffused. Then I'm going, oh lordy, I'm gonna go into that darker purple, the deepest purple shade. I mean, I do the same like routine in every eye look on the bottom. And then I'm gonna grab that corally shade and halo this around just to continue that pop throughout. I might even touch up the top and make it a little bit more apparent, but I think that this adds a little bit of uniqueness to the look because it's not just pinks and purples. It adds that fun little pop. All right, my eyelash popped off. I was literally just doing my inner corner and then I hit my eyelash and ripped like half of it off. So it's drying, and while it does that, I'm gonna go into my Rimmel Nude Scandalized liner. This is the best nude liner you will ever try, I promise. I heard that they were discontinuing it, but apparently you can still buy it at like Target and Walmart, and I looked online, which took me forever, by the way, because I buy everything on Amazon. I don't know if this is on the Ulta website. I remember looking before and it was not. So, oh wait, my lash is done. Let's pop this on before it's too late. That's on, and now I'm gonna go into the Rimmel liner. I'm gonna balance out those crazy top lashes with some mascara on the bottom. Finally done with eyes and face. We can finish off the look now with some lips. I'm gonna go into the NYX Nude Suede Shoes because this is one of my favorite lip liners ever. It's the perfect shade of nude. And it just like glides right on, like so smooth. Overlined, hello. Okay, I've crazy overlined on accident, but we're just gonna go with it. This is the NYX Lingerie Liquid Lipstick, and this color is Satin Ribbon. Okay, so this needs a little bit more pink. I'm gonna go into the L'Oreal, I don't know, it's color 800 from L'Oreal. It's more of a rosy pink, and I'm gonna dot this over the top. Yeah, that's better. Alright guys, that completes everything for this tutorial today. I really hope that you guys enjoyed seeing these products in action. If there's anything that I used here that you'd like to see more of, let me know, because I can definitely do that. And thumbs up this video if you want to see more drugstore tutorials and more spring tutorials. Alright, that's it. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe, and I'll see you soon.